Hello, welcome back to the Fat Cave for what I hope will be the final chapter in the multi-part trilogy of the Moto Guzzi Urban side cases. As I mentioned in a comment on the previous video, the dealer, after I sent them the technical service bulletin, were kind enough to send me 2 replacement pins for the 2 that had fallen out of my case hinges. So before I work out the best way to put it all back together, just a quick look at the pins here. As you can see, the new pin is on the left, in case you weren't aware, and it has a longer knurled section. So this is the bit that grips into the plastic of the case to hold the pin in place, and that's the original pin there. So looking at them a little more closely, it does look like the new pin is slightly shorter than the old one. So using the old Engine Nerds approximeter, copyright AVE, that's about 61 mil, something like that. Get it in focus. This is a highly accurate measurement here. New pin. Yep. Got about a mil, I reckon. A mil shorter, so interesting. Don't know if that's just manufacturing by a different company or by design. I can't imagine that make much of a difference. Here's the existing pin that's still in place on one of the panniers. As you can see, it's starting to make its way out. And then on the other side, get it in, there we go. Go on. And these will just slide in like that from this end with the knurled part in this half. Now, I've seen various fixes on the Facebook groups. What some people have done, and which is something I considered before I managed to get these pins, was you could just drill through this blind end here. It's only about a mil thick plastic, I think, when I measured it, and put something like a stainless steel split pin or bolt or something like that all the way through, and then that would hold it in place. I just wish they designed it properly in the first place so it didn't fall apart, but anyway. So I could just tappy tap tap this back in and hope for the best, and the same on the other side. But the other side's going to come out again, obviously. And I was wondering about this, and I think it might actually be the action of the case opening and closing, slightly camming out this pin. I thought originally it was, you know, the vibration of the bike just going down the road and it's slowly working out, but it seems to me this isn't under a lot of stress when the pannier is closed, so I'm not sure. Maybe it does, maybe it vibrates enough to pop out, but I'm wondering if it's every time you open and close the case, once it starts to get a bit loose, whether it can slowly cam itself out. So what I'm thinking is something like this, because it's got the word extreme on it, which means it's obviously going to be brilliant. This is just one of these sort of builder's silicone glue seal bond type products. Obviously not sponsored, any other products are available. I've used this for sticking various things around the home and garden, including sticking a fog light onto the back of my trailer, and it stayed in place perfectly well. So I reckon a little bit of this on there might help. And I was all ready to do that, and I was going to smear this whole pin in schmoo, stick her in the hole, job done. Then I had a big brain moment and I thought, well, it's a hinge, it has to move. So obviously this side is the side that rotates inside the plastic, and this side stays still in relation to the hinge. So if I'd slather the whole thing in schmoo and left it overnight, it would basically glue itself together. Yes, you could break the bond probably by just pulling it open, but why make life harder? I do that easily enough as it is. So what I'm thinking, drive her in, then apply some schmoo and drive her in the rest of the way, and then the schmoo will only be in this side. I would say in the comments below, tell me a better way of doing it, which is great, but I'll have already done it by the time this video goes out, so maybe other people can learn from the comments if I'm doing something stupid. Let's release the schmoo. Okay, I'm having to do this arse backwards so I can film it, so you're welcome. So I reckon sticks the pin in, little tappy tap tap, helps if you line it up. Actually it's quite loose, which I think is part of the problem. So again, this side's going to be the moving part of the hinge, this side is going to be the fixed part. We release a little bit of shmoo if it's going to come out. Shmoo! One moment please. There we go. She's a slow starter. Shmoo. Big brain moment. Perhaps I should have done this before tapping the pin in. That's what a smart person would do. I could also take the pin out and do it now, but hell, we're here now. Finish off the tappy tap tap. Obviously most of the shmoo is going to come out, but hopefully some of it will, this is all backwards, some of it will stay in there. Try and clean the worst of this off before it sticks everywhere. Guys, have you ever felt you needed a bigger hammer? Comment down below. So basically I'm going to repeat that operation with the other side. I'm going to pull this pin out. I'm going to shmoo this end before I put the pin back in, tap it back in, and do the same on the other pannier. Okay, we are done. Tools for the job, some kind of shmoo, some kind of pair of pliers if the old pin is sticking out, you can get at it. If it's in place, I guess, leave it well alone. Your replacement pins, a wee punch of some kind if you just want to shove it that last millimetre, because you know, that counts. Hammer. More manly sizes are available. Knife. How else are you going to cut the packaging open? Are you going to rip it like a caveman? Anyway, hope that was helpful or amusing for some people. Let me know in the comments down below if I've done something real dumb, which is entirely possible. And remember, don't do as I say or as I do. See you next time.